Morning all, how we doing? How is everybody? Sorry, I was on the wrong screen there. Just checking the news out, see what's occurring this morning. So, not a bad day yesterday. Banked quite a bit yesterday. Got quite a bit running in profit as well so far at the moment. News-wise today, we'll just start off with the news. We've got nothing much today. It's durable goods this afternoon at 130 for the US dollar. That's before the market open. And then we got CV consumer confidence this afternoon at 3 o'clock as well. So no real news today. So market movement today will just be normal price action. Morning, Jacob. Morning, Diamond. So yeah, nothing particularly exciting to drive us from a news perspective today. Australian dollar tomorrow morning at 2:30. We've got the CPI figures, so that'd be quite a good one. I've got some Aussie dollar running at the minute, so I'm going to try and hold some of that for tomorrow. I'll see what happens today with those. Hopefully they'll go sideways today and won't have to do anything with them. But yeah, we've got that tomorrow morning to look forward to. But that's it for today. News-wise overnight, we've had a little bit of news coming out of Japan ahead of Thursday's main news, which is the Outlook report. Nothing particularly exciting, I don't think, in that particular news. Apart from the fact that they're kind of speculating to, yen at 130 to 135 isn't a disaster for us. So they're kind of paving the way for we don't really care if the yen drops further, which isn't great, but we will see. Yen-wise, we haven't had a massive amount of movement on the yen off the back of that news. Little bit of a rally on Aussie yen, a little bit in CAD yen. So it's just, nothing really came out of that news. But what they're saying basically is this area here, sort of 135, 130, not really an issue. So what they're doing is giving everybody the opportunity to trade up to that level. And obviously we've got some resistance at that level, which is where I suspect we will be heading. So I think we've probably got a little bit more upside on the yen ahead of us. Let's just go out to the daily. Was that daily or weekly levels I drew? Crikey, it must be the weeklies. Yeah. So that's weekly levels from the chart up at the 135 area. So it's this area here. Basically, they're saying wouldn't be a disaster if we get back up to there, which is fine. So I suspect a little bit more upside on the yen. I say a little bit more upside. That could take weeks. So Thursday, potentially, we could well have a weakening yen. So I'm wondering whether we should be looking for long opportunities on these yen pairs. But difficult to call at the moment. So I'm just going to see what happens with see if there's any other news that comes out tomorrow or later on today ahead of Thursday's Outlook and their monetary policy statement, because they may well use this potentially to weaken the yen further. I don't know, but certainly that's what I'm kind of reading from what we're seeing on the news at the moment. No other news really. I prefer the first rate hike in July. Yeah, whatever. We know about this. Why do they keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over again? But nothing much else. Apart from Lavrov, crisis can resolve through a treaty. He also said last night, I don't know if this is on here, and Elon Musk obviously buying Twitter. We'll have a look at what happens to the NASDAQ today. That should be interesting. But overnight we had Lavrov saying basically the fact that the NATO countries are supplying weapons to Ukraine means basically Russia are at war with NATO, as far as they're concerned. So nothing's off the table basically with Russia at the moment. So that's the news overnight. What's been happening? Morning, Jacob, Aseni, Andy. We'll have a look for all the FX pairs. There's only one ADR so far, which is CAD Yen. Just move out. So CAD Yen has had a nice push down, pushed up into ADR high, came off of ADR high. A nice little reversal there. So that's really all we've had overnight. What I've gone on at the moment, can't remember what I've got on at the moment. Euro odd. Let's go to that for a minute. So I've got Euro odd on at the moment. It's in profit. I've basically just pulled down this stop off of this position. So it's basically down in profit now, below break even. That 149 level I suspect is probably going to hold, but I'm just going to take this one off. If we push up and get a reversal alert this morning, I'm going to take one off. So I'm looking at an M15 basically. If we get that reversal alert, taking that one off, what I will probably do is take a little bit off of this one, just to bring the average down. I still think we are good to go down to these lows, but I want to get some profit in the bank off of it basically. Pulled that one down to there because I don't really want more than two positions on ideally. Went a little bit extra on this one, but so that's the plan for that one. I could close the whole lot out now, but I'm going to let this run because I still think we've got a lot of downside on this at the moment. Obviously, we got very, very, very extended, which is why I got into this one. We're in between the 72 and the 24, which is exactly where I want to be for shorts. So all looking good for shorts on that one still. Morning, Burke. I've also got running an Aussie US. Long from down at this double bottom, so took the reversal alert on this one yesterday on M5. Also hit ADR yesterday, didn't we? Hit ADR yesterday on pretty much everything, I think. So we got the reversal alert. So long on that one. Just had a reversal alert this morning. We're pulling back into hopefully some of these areas down here, and then we'll get a continuation bounce to the upside on that one. So that's in profit nicely at the moment. I've also got a US dollar Swiss as a short. I've got a second entry ready on this one as well. So this US dollar Swiss, put that to M15. We're very extended on the 4 hour still. I'm expecting this pullback, so we didn't get the bounce there. We pushed up, and I was expecting the drop to start yesterday back down into this area, but we didn't get it. So I'm targeting short these highs here, which is basically where we ran into support. And I've got a second position up there. You can't see it because of the grey box, but second sell limit is around about ADR high today. And then stop loss above this area. So US dollar Swiss, that's the short still. Market's just open, you can probably hear in the background. So this level here is this daily area. So all this basically potential support that will turn into resistance as we get up into here somewhere. Not sure where it's going to stop, where it's going to want to turn, but this block here basically is what I'm targeting for a short. And if we break that, I'll be out at the top. Nicely extended on the daily on US dollar Swiss as well. And I've also got on something else. Whoa. Oh, shouldn't have got out of that. I had a DAX short on. I did the gap fill this morning. Did anybody get the gap fill this morning? So I got the gap fill this morning. I actually got out down here. Actually, no, I didn't. That's a lie. Oh, you did, roughly. I got out about here actually. I got it from up there. I was just going to leave one of these running because I had two positions on it. I wish I had now. Never mind. So I was targeting this area, but never mind. The other thing I've got running is CAD Swiss. That's it. So CAD Swiss got long running on that one. So this was the bounce basically off of this support. Bounced very nicely, pushing up. We've just pushed up into this gap and potentially just about to retest. So I'm toying with the idea of potentially taking this one off. But I think we should still be good for longs on the CAD. The Swiss has got nothing at the moment. So as long as we don't have a weakness in CAD or any negative oil news, I think we'll be good to go for the CAD. I think the CAD should just continue to, move up. So we've had lots of positive news off the CAD. The economy's doing well. They're on top of COVID. There's nothing really negative about the CAD at the minute. So just going to continue long on it. Just going to target a double top for the moment in case we do this sort of thing. Just going to some kind of accumulation for 3 or 4 weeks. So just going to get out of the top there. But as you can see, I've put the break-even stop on it. So can't lose anything. So I'm either going to get out with nothing or I'm going to get out with a very nice profit. So that's all I've got on at the present. Just watching what's happening at the DAX Open. We've got 2 minutes left. Well, just with over a minute left. Morning, Stevie. Morning, Diamond. Said that already. So quick look at the indices. So I was just watching something else on my other monitor. US dollar Swiss is just double topping. Just watching what was happening with that. Sorry, get distracted. Too many monitors. So DAX yesterday, another update, big update on the DAX. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, big update on the DAX. We came off of these lows, rejected down there and pulled back. So you remember saying yesterday, we're looking for a pullback on everything yesterday. We got the pullback very nicely. This level here, I caught this, by the way, yesterday. If you were in the live room yesterday afternoon, I was struggling to get this level on the, so not a bad opening range this morning. Struggling to get this level on the S&P yesterday, this 4,200. It hit it, look. If ever you want, like, any proof, round numbers work, yeah? What was I saying yesterday? All afternoon I was saying, we are going to hit 4,200. We hit it. We bounced straight off of it. So I was after this yesterday afternoon. Remember, we were sitting down here and I was shorting this thing on the micro S&P. I ended up about $600 down trying to get it. So I left it, watched it, and as soon as we hit the 4,200, I switched over to the normal S&P and longed it and caught it. So I got 900 out of it. So I managed to level out at $300 profit yesterday on the futures account, which was lovely. But it was just literally one trade I took on the ES yesterday, on the main ES. As soon as we hit that 4,200 level and I heard the crickets going, I jumped straight in long, and that was it. I was out. I took $900 and walked away. I was like, Christ. So I managed to dig myself out of that hole yesterday, which was nice. But yeah, anyway, so we got the pullback. So potentially today, we've opened the doors for a new leg down. We've still got these lows down here to target on the S&P. On the NASDAQ, loads of selling coming in on the DAX. Should be shorting this. Just going to watch this level. NASDAQ, we've still got the lows down here. 12,937 is the ultimate low. And the DAX, obviously, we've got tons of room, tons and tons of room to the downside. So, yeah, so I'm looking basically for shorts, hopefully today. We've already started on the DAX. So I'm saying DAX, but looking at the Dow. And this is the DAX. I haven't looked at the Dow yet. That's the Dow. Or S&P. Oh, sorry, yeah. No, I was looking at the S&P. Anyway, they all do the same thing. It's all the same stuff. They all push down, they all push up. Same time. Double bottom on FTSE. We're just rejecting on the DAX. This is end of market, so this isn't a particularly good propulsion gap. Basically, it's only a 3-bar move before that happens, so I'm not really concerned about that one. Do I want to wait? What I might do is just wait and see if we get back inside, and then try and short it out of there. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, clear my throat 1,000 times. Let's have a water. Just going to sell one there. Early morning frogs. God, I can't get rid of it, sorry. So yeah, going to take one short there. Stop above the highs. If we pull back inside, I might take another short with a tighter stop in here. I'm going to look to try and build a short. So what I'm looking for today on the DAX is basically downward movement. We've obviously had a tiny push up to the highs and a pull back down. So we could well test and then drop today. That's what I'm basically looking for. So levels wise, I want to see the recent lows retested, which is 13,887 area. So that's where I think we're probably going to get the first reaction, but obviously could take a while to get down there. Could well just come down, which would be absolutely lovely, but we will see. There we go, crickets are coming in. We've got shorts coming in at the moment by those things. Right, so that's basically the plan on the DAX this morning, so I'm just going to keep an eye on that. FX. So ADRs, we've not really had much hit on ADR to date. CAD yen is the only thing that we've had the hit on. That's obviously already bounced. So you've missed that one. That was earlier on. There's nothing hit the weeklies yesterday, which makes a change. It seems at the moment every week we've had something sort of crashing into 100 or 125 ADR on Mondays, but we didn't get anything this week. So nothing's moved absolutely massive yesterday. It was a bit of a flat day yesterday. It all picked up late afternoon, but yeah, it wasn't a great day for trading yesterday. RSIs on the hourly, we've got nothing extended at all on the hourly at the moment. So this was lit up like a Christmas tree yesterday, you remember. So all those moves have all started to play out. All those RSI extensions have all started working. And on the 4 hours, we had everything lit up as well. So most of this was Australian, New Zealand. Everything was lit up yesterday, wasn't it? So everything basically has all started to play out. Got more downward movement coming in on the DAX. Looks like some strength coming through on the yen as well, a little bit. Not a lot. So yeah, so there's nothing on the hourly to have a look at. 4 hourlies, we've got Aussie dollar yen is still extended. That's just coming out of extension now though, so you can kind of ignore that one. Aussie US, I'm long on that one. Obviously I got in on that RSI extension yesterday on that one. It's just pulling back at the moment. Hopefully we're just getting a retest on the 4 hour reversal alert, and then we'll look to push up into those areas up there. Swiss yen, still extended, stuck down in this level. So looking at this level here for basically some kind of support. It's not reacting particularly well down there. Like I said, with the yens, I'm still studying the yens. I'm still not convinced by these. I'm more convinced long now than I am short on them, but I want to see some price action to back me up. And at the moment, obviously, with all the yens, they're all coming down. So there's nothing. We've had a reversal alert on the Swiss yen on M15, and it looks like it potentially wants to go. And do you know what? In fact, what I'm going to do. Just going to enter an initial position above those highs on the Swiss yen. So that's basically that reversal alert there. If we re-break the Asian highs today, I'll get in on the first position. Obviously, we're going to be running into a little bit of resistance potentially there. But if this is going to go, this is the area I think we're going to go from. We're going to find support down here. We've found it twice already. It's having a third crack. It's just had a third crack at it. So this is either going to drop and break this, and then we're off to the downside somewhere, or this is going to hold up again and we're going to fly. So Swiss yen, I'm going to go with a long on that one as well. So a lot of these yens, obviously, we know have all started to play out now. But I'm going to go see if we can get a long off of that. Pound CAD is extended as well on the 4 hour still. So we had this initial extension. We got the lovely little bounce off of it, but obviously we're short bias on the pound. This was the area I was looking at for that bounce. It's basically just slammed straight through that level now. So extended again, but I'd be looking basically for little pullbacks and shorts on it. Don't really like the look of this as a long at the moment. The pound's not strong enough, and the CAD is very strong. Pound yen, same thing. We're a yen, so potentially looking for longs. We've had the reversal alert. We've pulled back in, so looking for a bounce. Again, I just don't want to take anything really until I get some confirmation. I'm only going to take 1 yen, and at the moment it's just the Swissy. Pound US dollar, utterly catastrophic collapse off the back of the US dollar strength, and with the pound weakness, this thing's gone ridiculously low. We hit, I think we got up to down to 15 on this yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, 10 nearly. Nearly lit up that column. That column does not light up very often. It's just in free fall, so don't long it unless you're feeling very, very brave. There is a good chance we are going to get a reversal off of this. This is obviously the logical area you'd expect it to come back up to and fill this propulsion gap, but it's such a dramatic drop for 2 days. You know, as an ADR move, we've gone 330. So this is 3 ADR in 2 days. So 300% ADR move in 2 days. It's a big drop. We've got some DAX movement. Again, I'm not going to get my second position on this, am I? It's annoying because I've got a really big stop on it, so it's a very small position. But oh, it is what it is. So yeah, pound US dollar, obviously nice. Nice potential long opportunity if you're feeling brave, but I don't really want to be longing the pound at the moment. I still think we are going to get some US dollar weakness, which you would normally say, yeah, we should see the pound US dollar rising. But if we get US dollar weakness with the pound being as weak as it is, we're more likely to see either an accumulation or a flag form. So I don't think it's worth taking a long on it. It's loads and loads of room. So if you wanted to take this, I mean, you could literally take this long now. It's retesting an M15 reversal alert at the moment. So there's so much room. If you put a little stop under yesterday's low somewhere, or wait for them maybe to take yesterday's low. If it pushes back up after sweeping yesterday's low, get in there with a little stop underneath. The risk reward on it is absolutely vast. But all the way up there, you'd be looking at this thing thinking any time now this is going to flip the other way. So it'd be very hard to hold it. It's just not a very nice trade, I don't think, to take. I'd much rather be waiting for this thing to get back up into there and looking for short opportunities on it. By the time it catches up with the 24, that's what I'd like to see, a 24 bounce. New Zealand dollar yen extended as well. Lovely bounce there. Of support. In fact, this looks... This looks potentially a nicer long. What's the Aussie dollar yen looking like? Yeah, New Zealand dollar yen, I think I prefer this one, to be honest, for a long. So yeah, I'm going to go New Zealand dollar yen long, not the Swiss yen. So again, playing this on H4, break above there. So going to get a reversal alert on the 4 hour, which will be a break above the EM15 reversal alert in the opposite direction, and look to play that back up to the highs. That's a better position for me. I think basically I like this. Resistance, hit it, tested, broke, tested. Not interested in going through. We've just retested and it's held up very, very nicely. Almost got a reversal alert off of it as well. Looking for that kind of movement. Nicely extended on the 4 hour, or was. So looking for it to tick back up, basically, up to there. Looks a lot nicer. In US dollar Swiss, I'm already in. Short, and this thing's still pushing up this morning. Not interested in coming down yet. It has just come off the 5-minute highs, so we double topped. So as soon as we get a reversal alert on that, in fact, it's a bit close for a second entry, that, isn't it? 20. Yeah. I've got my pending up there, so one or two things is going to happen today. We've just taken out yesterday's high. We're either going to sweep yesterday's high and drop, or we're going to push up if we get anywhere near ADR and get in a second position in waiting for that drop. And then I'll decide what to do from there. I'm still waiting for this US dollar to weaken a little bit after this big strong move. As you can see, we're a long way away from the 24 now. The further we stretch, the faster we're going to flick back. But it's very difficult to know when it's going to happen, obviously. So I think at the moment this is prime. We're in a really good resistance area. We're extended on the 4 hourly. We're extended on the daily. Hourly we were extended not yesterday, it's the day before on Friday we were extended. So that's why I got into that initial position. So it looks really, really good for shorts. It's just obviously we've still got a little bit too much US dollar strength in there at the moment, and the Swiss franc's not standing up to anything. So waiting game on that one. But yeah, that's all we've got on the extensions at the minute. So I've got quite a few positions on, which I'm holding. Is there any other pairs anybody wants to have a look at this morning in particular? Just double bottoming again on the DAX. 25 minutes straight down. Oh, I found out, by the way, yesterday why I couldn't get the Dow up on here. Where we were trying to get the Dow, weren't we? The Dow is not CME. The Dow is on CBOT, and I haven't got a CBOT feed. That's why I couldn't get it. So basically, I haven't paid for CBOT. I've only paid for CME data. I've got CBOT data, but I haven't got level 2, so I can't get that Dow. So we just use the DAX and the Nasdaq. They're good enough. That's all we need. So we'll just have a look at the. Sorry, 1 second. I've just got a text I've got to reply to. Somebody hit my car at the weekend, basically. It's just I've got to go into the garage and get it fixed. So I've just got to reply to garage, 1 second. There we go. Done. Right. Sorry. Very annoying. Someone just like literally scraped the back of my car, like, and put like 2 very, very thin scratches in the back of it. But it's brand new and it's a lease car, so I've got to get it fixed. It's just very, very annoying having to do all the paperwork and everything. Just pulling back on this DAX at the moment off of these lows. So nice little opportunity to go long potentially if you want it. So we're just coming off this double bottom. Potentially down from there. Morning, Chuckwu. Good name. Pound odd. So pound odd's just come out of this area of support resistance. So short. Just had a reversal alert on the hourly. M15, you had a reversal alert yesterday morning, which was the trade. You had your car vandalised in public lot a few weeks ago, which was a hassle. Yeah, it's just a pain. I'm with Admiral Car Insurance. I change car insurance every year, and basically just go the cheapest price. I've never really bothered who's insuring me, as long as I'm insured. That's all you need, isn't it? So I've gone with Admiral. And Admiral's process basically is, if you make a non-fault claim, because it wasn't my fault, someone else hit the car, she has admitted it was her fault, they pass you off to another company called Axiom or something, or Axie something. And basically what they do is, as long as the other party's admitted liability, you then have to take out a loan with them, interest free, which doesn't need to be paid back for 49 weeks for the value of the fix of your car, which they then claim back from the third party insurance. So the process has changed basically. So you have to take out a loan when someone hits your car, which is a bit of a nightmare. But that's just the way it works. So yeah. But you just have to fill out loads of paperwork, talk to people, go through the same thing twice for 15 minutes on the phone, explain the same thing, go through Google Maps with them exactly where it happened, all that sort of stuff. It's like, God, it's 2 scratches on the back of my car, and it took literally 4 hours of my life yesterday. It's just so annoying. And then you've got to arrange a courtesy car through them as well. But you can't do that until the garage has phoned you up and booked you in. And then it's just like, you know, the number of hoops you have to jump through. But hey, how many languages did you curse after the after accident? None, actually. Afternoon, Franco. Or morning, Franco. Morning, Teat. Sorry, I didn't see your hello up there. Yeah, no, none actually. It's actually a friend of ours that hit the car. So, and she's a policewoman, which is really handy. Yeah. It really wasn't a bad impact. I kind of got it. It's one of those things where I just like, did somebody just hit the car? It was that small an impact, but I just heard her wing mirror flick back where it had scraped along the side of the car, and it was just one of those. Going short one more, DAX. Yeah, it's just one of those really crappy accidents that is just so minor, but it just causes so much hassle. So. But yeah, it's a new car. I only got it in September. The new BMW iX3. And God, did the car complain? It's fully electric, the iX3, and it does. You know, it's got kind of the auto drive in it. It does automatic braking for you. It's got everything basically. So you know, you can sit there and it basically takes you from A to B and does everything for you. But she hit the car. And as soon as she hit the car, the thing went into complete meltdown. It was like hazards went on. It put itself into brake. I couldn't move the car. It locked the door. It was like the thing just went into full-on I am not moving mode. And of course, I'm stuck in this road, and like need to move the car out of the way. And the car was saying, nope, we've had an accident. We're not going anywhere. And I was like, all right, you're taking it a bit too far now. But yeah, it's crazy. But it scared the life out of me because I was trying to operate the car and I couldn't. It just wouldn't let me. And I didn't know why it wouldn't let me because I couldn't turn it on. I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't put it into park. And she basically hit a sensor. And obviously the sensor went, no, I'm not here anymore. So I'll lock the entire car down. Yeah, very amusing. Technology in cars is getting a bit too advanced, where it's like, no, I know I've been hit. I just want to move it out the way. And it just wouldn't let me. It's nuts. But anyway. Yeah, I'm getting a free loan car with it, Diamond. It's just the process seems a lot. I had to fill out a form on the website, but then they had to phone me, and then they had to pass me on to another company, who then I had to go through everything with again. It all just seemed very convoluted. And it was on a private road as well, which I think is one of those things that complicates it. There was no roads markings, so they had to get confirmation from her that it was actually her fault and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, it's done now. Be interesting to see what loan car I get. I had a Porsche 911 which was in an accident 3 years ago, and when the loan company, when the insurance company arranged my hire car, they say, do you want a car of equivalent to what you've got? And I was like, this is a 911, yeah? You're not going to loan me a 911, are you? And so they go, no, it's going to be in the price bracket. I was like, thank you very much. So I got a brand new Mercedes AMG, which was absolutely awesome for a week because it's got to be in the same price bracket, and the 911 was 95 grand. So they gave me an AMG, which was really nice to tool around in for about 3 weeks while they were fixing it. Actually, it got written off in the end, but anyway. But yeah, that was nice. So it'd be interesting to see what I get with this one, because this is obviously a kind of iX3. It's basically a BMW X3, but just the electric version. So hopefully I'll get something equally as hot from BMW. Be nice. We're not going anywhere at the moment on the DAX. We're just sideways. Indecision candles. We've got lots of wicks to the downside at the minute. Do I have a 911 now? No, I don't have a 911 at the moment. I've had 4 Porsches. I've had a C4S, a C2S, a Boxster, and before that I had an old 964. But my 911, I had a brand new C4S, which I had for a week, and a woman decided to come down a country lane on the wrong side of the road, and I was doing 70, obviously, because that's the speed limit. And she was obviously doing 70 as well, so we had a front-end impact at 140 miles an hour, which was interesting. It was bedridden for 2 weeks. But just shows you how good German engineering is, doesn't it? I hit basically a wall at 140 miles an hour, and I got out of the car and walked away. She didn't. She had a broken pelvis and all sorts of stuff. But the 911 just went crumpled. Airbags went off, and I just opened the door and got out. I was in agony for 2 weeks afterwards because obviously my internal organs moved forward at 140 miles an hour while my rib cage stopped. So yeah, wasn't much fun after the accident, but during the accident they were really good. So then I went and bought another 911 to replace that one. And I sold that during lockdown because I basically wasn't using the thing, and it was sitting on the driveway costing me about $5,500 a year. So I thought I'll get rid of it. I haven't bought one since. I think there's a picture of it in Telegram actually. I'll have to try and find it. God, it could be anywhere in there. You can't search images, can you? No. God. Anyway, I'll put a photo in Telegram of the 911 all crashed. Last year at some point, I think. Gold. Sorry, you want to have a look at gold? I'm waffling on. DAX is just pushing up. I'm just going to reduce risk on. Oh, do I want to leave that half running? Or no, I'm just going to take a hit on that half percent hit on that one. This is the move I was looking for, the pullback to get into a short. I took that a bit too early, and obviously we're getting rejected now. So we may hold that. So we'll see. Gold. So gold I don't trade. We were looking for this breakout on gold, which we got. And then we rejected. So right now we're back down at lows, lower the range. So in theory, this is where we should look for long opportunities. So this is a really hot accumulation support here, which has held multiple times, which is exactly where we are now. So I would be looking for longs on gold. The reason gold's coming down so hard at the moment is because of the US dollar. We've got a very strong US dollar, but that isn't going to last. Just going to get stopped out on that DAX. Not quite, but nearly. I still think gold's is potentially a long at the moment. This conflict isn't going away, and people tend to buy up metals, although they sold immediately after the war started for some reason. We went into this accumulation, so I was expecting this continuation to the upside to carry on, which is what I was looking for when we got that breakout. I traded this last week here looking for a bounce and push, and we got an accumulation drop. So I don't trade gold because it's a nasty thing and it just spikes and does whatever the hell it wants, but we are extended on the RSI on the 4 hour. We are at a beautiful level of support. We're around about the 72 MA as well, so I'd be looking for longs here. If you look at this on a lower time frame, you'll see a W forming. Very uneven, horrible W, but it's there. So we've had the reversal alert to the upside, but obviously we're in accumulation at the moment, so it's just not going anywhere. But yeah, if we come down and take out yesterday's low, potentially be looking for a long there, I would say. But lovely risk reward opportunity on it. I mean, if you come up to the lower high of the range, which is there, you've still got a massive move from a risk reward perspective all the way up to there. If we come up to top of the highs, top of the range, which is there really, you've got a better risk reward, and obviously recent highs for the last month or so is there. But you know, this thing could go all the way, so plenty of room. Nasdaq, we've already looked at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq basically looking for shorts, so I got the bounce yesterday from this area. This is where I'd be looking for us to find resistance for the next level down. Daily, we're looking shorts. I think I'm still in the DAX. Yeah, just about. New lower high, another lower high going in, but we're just accumulating at the minute, waiting for the next leg. So Nasdaq looking for shorts. Obviously long term, we had the accumulation, Santa rally, first leg drop, second leg, nice, third leg that pulled up, double top, drop, double bottoming at the moment. So I'm looking for potentially that sort of movement. I think we got another leg down, at least another leg down, if not more. Oh, what have I done? Oh God, I hate that button. I hit it every now and again. I hit it and I go, I should remove it. Go away. So yeah, I'm looking for next leg down. Same on the S&P. All the indices. We're in a bear market at the moment. Some of them have made new highs. So potentially market structure on the S&P looks like it's potentially going back into a bull market, but I think we are still short on it, just based on the fact that everything else is short. The S&P is the only thing that really has managed to put in a new high. Everything else is respecting market structure at the moment. This low here, where we bounced up and then just broke down below it, that is where I would expect us to pull back into. We didn't quite get there this morning, so potentially a little bit more upside before push down. That's really looking like it wants to go long, yeah. Well, it's meh this morning. Been holding a position on DAX. You're brave. Holding overnight. So when did we get our thumbnail photo? Car, you, two blondes, and a wife in the background sharpening a knife. Yeah, no, I'm not one of them. I don't stand in front of my Lamborghini showing you how amazing I am, because I haven't got a Lamborghini for a start. I haven't even got a Porsche anymore. It's one of those things you buy as a midlife crisis, I think. I've always been into Porsche since I was a kid, and actually owning one is not as much fun as wanting to own one or shopping for one. For me, tyre kicking and looking at the cars and picking it and getting the right spec and everything is all exciting. When you own it, every time that thing goes wrong, you kiss $3,000 away. Yeah, every time any of my cars have gone into the shop, it's $3,000. Doesn't matter what it is. If it goes in because it needs its brake changing, they will find stuff to make $3,000 worth of stuff need doing. Yeah. It goes in for its MOT. It needs new tyres. Oh, okay, there's another 800 quid. While we're at it, the rear brakes are getting a bit low. Oh, I put those on as well. That's $3,000, please. Doesn't matter what it goes into the garage for. It comes out with a $3,000 bill. If it goes into the garage twice a year, that's $6,000 plus insurance. It costs you $8,000 to run a Porsche a year. The things only cost $90,000, so it costs you 10% a year to run the thing. Seriously. They're not as much fun to own as you think. And you can't drive them properly. I can't get out of third gear most of the time. Because if I go into fourth gear, I'm breaking the speed limit. It's just, they're not as much fun as you think they are. They look good. It looks lovely on the drive, but at the end of the day, it sits there for most of the time because I don't drive much. I sit here in the front of my computer all day long. So it's not as much fun going to the supermarket in the Porsche, because the other thing about driving a car like that is you don't want to park it near anybody else, because if they ding your door, it costs you another $3,000. It's not fun, honestly. Everyone's like, oh, look at him, he's got a Lamborghini, he's got a Porsche, he's got whatever. That bloke's sitting there going, don't come near my car because it's going to cost me money. But hey, shopping is the fun bit. And this weekend I went to Dunsfold, where they filmed Top Gear, or they used to film Top Gear, and did a supercar day there, driving supercars round. So it's much more fun paying 500 quid to go to one of those days and drive a Ferrari, drive a Lamborghini, drive a Nissan GTR, a 911, whatever you want to drive. Go and pay to drive it round a track for 5 laps, and then walk away knowing that if anything goes wrong with that car afterwards, it's not going to cost you anything. You're better off going to do that 5 times a year. It's much cheaper than owning one, honestly. Not all they're cracked up to be. My BMW is amazing. Does everything I need it to do. Just about to get stopped out on DAX. So I'm going to hold the second position, or rather the initial position, for a pullback. Looking for a short. We've broken, obviously, the opening range lows, but there's a lot of buying coming in. The market is dead today, though. I mean, there's nothing. We're not getting any crickets at all. There's not a lot happening in the market at all. When a mechanic is dressed in a white coat, you're doomed. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? You go to a normal garage and you got these blokes coming out covered in oil and grease. You go into a Porsche garage, it's spotless, absolutely spotless. You could eat your dinner off the floor. The mechanics are all walking around in white coats. There's not a speck of oil or dirt anywhere. It's nuts. It's like, come on, this is not. It's not a Bugatti Veyron, for God's sake. Anyway, I love cars, but yeah. Seriously, when you own one, I think everybody that's ever owned a fast car will tell you the same thing. My mate owned my brother-in-law's got a Taycan. He's also got a couple of Lotuses and other stuff. But I got a friend who had a Bentley Continental GT. The rear brake light that runs across the back of the windscreen went on that. Yeah. Again, same thing. $3,000. It's a back brake light. $3,000. So Bentley Continentals may look pretty nice, but you take that thing into the garage because the brake light's gone, which is an MOT failure. It's $3,000 for a light. And you can't. There's no aftermarket ones. You've got to buy a Bentley, because if you don't buy a Bentley, your warranty's void. And if you void your warranty, or you don't take it to a Bentley garage to get it fixed, the resale price of the car drops through the floor. Seriously, just buy a normal Ford. So much easier. We only use our cars for shopping and vacations. So have a Peugeot SUV. Yeah, spot on. Exactly. It's great. Don't care if it gets dinged. Yeah, I've the only reason I've got the BMW iX3 is because I wanted to go full electric, and it's not the cheapest full electric kind of SUV out there, but at the moment it's kind of the best full electric SUV, which is why I went for it, because I just wanted to go electric basically. So. And the vast majority of the little electric cars are just not cut out for a family and dogs. So only good when you're in a GT3 on a track. Yeah, drive to the track, then drive back at the end of the day. Only works when your brother is in ex-Le Mans F1 mechanic. Very nice. Yeah, I looked at buying a GT3, but they are hideous for day-to-day use because the suspension's too hard on them. They're built, like you say, they're built for a track. You take that to Tesco's, it's not the best experience in the world. Just going to try another. Another sell stop. Oh God, get it right. Sell stop. I'm just going to take another entry on the DAX. Got a nice long wick. Just came back up and retested these highs. So we're in an accumulation. I just get the feeling we want to break down for another leg. A Peugeot 79 Colombo car. God, that is an old one. The other one had a Nissan Leaf Electric back in the States, but the charging infrastructure in France isn't good enough yet. Yeah, no, I haven't actually charged my car up in public at all yet. We haven't done a run long enough. It does 220 miles. We haven't been far enough from home to actually need to use any public charging whatsoever yet. So, just been plugged in on the charger outside at the moment. This is a very, very dull. We have another one of these days, which we keep getting all the time at the moment, where we have the initial opening move and then we get nothing but sideways for ages. And we quite possibly just move back into there and do that. Very hard to trade at the minute when you get these silly moves. We've got no news today either. One of my other friends has got a Tesla as well. He's got the Model S Tesla. That thing's nuts when you put that in ludicrous mode. Christ. I thought the Porsche was fast. Full-on torque in electric cars. Very good. But if he puts it into ludicrous mode, he literally gets like 100 and something miles out of it. You can't drive it in ludicrous mode all the time. You just wouldn't be able to get anywhere. You get there fast, but you have to charge twice on the way. And you probably get a speeding ticket. This is the problem with fast cars. Unless you live in Germany, where you've got the autobahns, you can't actually drive a fast car anyway. And every time you do drive a car fast, you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, I've got to slow down because I'm going to get a ticket in a minute. So driving fast is not as much fun as it should be. Track is where you want to be doing that. And if you do, like Stevie just said, you want to buy a GT3, do it properly. So I'm just watching this cluster of wicks on the DAX from yesterday. Just seeing if we're going to get some support, some resistance there. It seems to be pushing up again. Shouldn't really have taken that second short, but I've been in exotic pairs of late, surprisingly doing well, stretching my US dollar value. Be careful with exotics. As much as you can stretch your dollar value one way, you can stretch it equally as fast in the opposite direction. Oh, which brings me to something I wanted to discuss today. I'll do that in a second. Do you remember the Pug 205? Yes, 1.9 GTI. I had one of those. I also had the Renault 5 GT Turbo back in the day. My God, was that expensive to insure when you're 20 years old. Anything with the word turbo in it, immediately. Nitrous injected one featured in Revs magazine, September 98. Christ, yeah. Revs magazine. Just wanted to show you something on the My Forex Funds blog. Okay, so this is who I've got my funding through, and obviously Elite for my futures account. Just want to show you some interesting statistics on funded traders and the reality of this. There's a few YouTube videos floating around at the moment about this as well, because my Forex funds are actually publishing their results, which is great. But it's a bit of a reality check. In fact, this isn't the right blog post to look at. This is the best one to look at. We've got some crickets coming through. Looks like we've got some buying at the minute. Yeah, just stopped out in that second position. So 1% down. I had a Renault Fuego in college. It was a POS. Renault Fuego. This is probably not a bad spot to be getting in short on the DAX. I might leave it for a minute. So, statistics, right? These are last year's statistics. The numbers have gone up a little bit since then, but obviously I just wanted to draw your attention to the reality of a funded account and the majority. Remember I was saying, if you've been in here for a while, it's very easy to lose a funded account because it still doesn't feel like real money a lot of the time when you're trading with a funded account. And when you're trying to get a funded account, you trade completely differently to when you have a funded account or when you have your own money. And the problem is most people blow their funded accounts very, very quickly. So the statistics published on the My Forex Funds back up basically all that information. But the really, really interesting thing is this. Yeah. So this is the number of new accounts set up. What they class as live accounts are evaluations or they're instant funded accounts. Yeah. So the evaluations, basically, typical evaluation most people take is 100K, which is $300 a month. If you take a 50K funded account, it costs you $2,500, right? So there's 3,544 new accounts set up with My Forex funds in October. So if you look at that and just say on average each of those cost $299, they made just over $1 million with people doing evaluations. That may be higher, lower, whatever, but you know, is almost twice as many the following month. The total amount they paid out was 1.5 million to their funded traders, and then it went up to 2.8. Obviously the number of accounts increased, therefore the payouts increased. And this is what the reason I'm looking at this is because of what Franco just said about exotics. Most traded pair is gold. Yeah, most profitable pair was gold and pound odd, but the least profitable pair was pound yen every time. So out of these 3,500 accounts, or let's take November stats. Out of these November stats, 5,700 new evaluations, let's say, started. 10% of people passed phase 1, which is 571 people, right? So 571 people out of this got through phase 1. Out of those 571, 24% of them then passed phase 2. So 571 times 24% is 137. So 137 people got funded out of 5,700 that had a crack at it, right? But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is this bit here. 3% made the profit split, right? So out of those 137 people in November that actually managed to get through phase 2 and get funded, only 3% of them made it to payday. Yeah, so 137 times 3% is 4 people managed to successfully trade for a month with a live funded account and get paid. That's the reality of what happens in funded accounts. Yeah, doesn't matter how good you are at gambling through phase 1 or phase 2 of your evaluation, when you get a live funded account, 4 people make it to payday. Yeah, and then look at these statistics down here. And this is where it gets really interesting. 60% of the traders in the database didn't use a stop loss, had a high risk of ruin. Yeah. Obviously position trading, I don't use a stop loss, but I'm entering with tiny risk. What these people are doing is entering with 0.5% or 1% risk per position and not using a stop loss. Yeah, of course you're not going to get through, are you? Of the traders who made it to their 4th pay cycle, all have a risk management strategy below 3% risk on any given day. So they are never risking more than 3% of their account. You've got a 5% stop out level basically. So they're using good risk management, obviously. They didn't trade for more than 4 hours a day. So they're in and out the market very quick. They're in and out the market within 4 hours. So they're trading a session. No one's holding over the weekends. No one's holding overnight. They're in and out. They're trading 5-minute charts or 1 minute maybe. Yeah. Traders who hold trades over the weekend have a 60% high chance of failing or losing their account. That is a very high probability if you're trading things like Bitcoin, because obviously that moves over the weekend. But the thing with it is not necessarily gaps, it's the spread. The spread widens dramatically and takes people out. Yeah, so don't hold over the weekend. No, don't hold overnight. More volatile markets, it's a bloodbath, everybody loses their accounts, that's 5. There are 5 traders who are on their 8th payday on evaluation live accounts. 5. Let's say 5,000 people a month take an evaluation, yeah? 8th payday, so that's 8 months. 5,000 times 8, yeah. 40,000 traders take an evaluation. That's how many get paid on a regular basis. That is consistent traders. Let that sink in for a minute. 5 traders who are consistent. They haven't made it to a year yet. Those 5 out of 40,000. All these banded figures around that 95% of traders fail. Rubbish. That's not 5% of 40k, is it? Yeah. That's the one that got me, was the 5 traders. I've blown accounts. I've been funded with FTMO. I've been funded with a few prop firms in the past. I've lost them all, and I've lost them all for stupid reasons, but I've lost them all. Yeah, and I've never held a funded account for more than a quarter. And I've said this many times before. This is the game with funded accounts. You sign up, you get through the evaluations, you make as much money as possible, and extract that money before you blow the account. And then you go back to step 1. You do the evaluation again, you get the account, you make as much money as you can, you extract it, and then you blow the account, and you go back. And that's how you use these accounts. If you haven't got the money to do it, you just continuously cycle through funded accounts. And these stats are complete backup of everything that I've been saying that goes on in these funded accounts. Everybody's dream is, I'm going to get a funded account and I'm going to get a consistent profit curve like that. No, you're not, because that's not how the market works. The market at some point is going to kick you in the backside and knock 10% of your value off. You're going to lose the funded account. There is no trader out there that has a profit curve looking like that. We all have this in our profit curve. Yeah. That's when I blow my account and I go back to there. That's when I blow my account. Yeah. But as long as I'm spending 2k a quarter paying for evaluations and extracting 10k a month from my account before I blow it, I'm making profit. Yeah, and this is what the business model is. Yeah, all of them trade conservatively and make sure they get paid. None of them risk more than 2% per trading day, and they stop when they've reached 4% or 8% in profit until a pay cycle ended. So the people, these 5, yeah, what they do is they get their account up to somewhere between 4 to 8%. Yeah, however long that takes, whether it takes 1 day, 5 days, 30 days. They get to there and they stop. They shut their MT4 down. They don't look at it again. They get paid, extract that money, and then the next month they try to make another 4 to 8%. What do the vast majority of professional traders make a month? Somewhere between 5 to 15%. That's what I do. That's what the vast majority of traders do. All these people that are saying, oh yeah, look, we make 20%, 20, 30%, 50% a month. I can double my account in a month. You can, but you're going to become one of these statistics. These 5 guys, keeping it real. If you can make 5% a month on a $100,000 account, you're making $5,000 a month. You can live on that. That's it. That's the reality. But trying to do that is the hard bit. All traders who received record payouts, yeah, look at this. They paid out 2.8 million, right? There's $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 payouts in there. Tons and tons of multi-$1,000 payouts. But all of the traders that received their record payouts lost their accounts within 3 weeks due to excessive risk. So I pass my funded account. I go, hey, look, everybody, I just made a 20k withdrawal. That's it. Back to square one, because I'm just about to blow my account. And this is exactly what I have done. I've got funded, I've made money, I've withdrawn money, I've blown the account. I've got funded, I've made money, I've withdrawn money, I've blown the account. That's the cycle. There's nothing wrong with it at all. As long as you can spend X and make Y, and Y is bigger than X, keep getting funded accounts. But don't expect to get a funded account and keep hold of it for a year. Not going to happen. There's only 5 people out of 40,000 that have ever managed it. So I just wanted to go through those stats because I find them interesting. And I know they're true because I've done it many times. And I've got 2 funded accounts at the moment. I'm going to blow them at some point. I know I am, because that's what you do. But as long as I can milk them until I blow them, that's the game. So go and have a look at it if you want. It's on the My Forex Funds blog. There's lots of other statistics on there as well, and obviously it varies quite a lot. The stats for February they've done in a graphic format. They've paid out $6.2 million this month in February, but they haven't given us the stats. So on that other blog post you saw there was 3,500, then there was 5,800 that did an evaluation, and it went from 1.5 million to 2.8 million. Now they're up to 6 million. So I would say there's probably around about 10 to 15,000 new accounts starting up. Largest payout 53,000. What's the chances of that bloke blowing his account within the next 3 weeks? Yeah, feel sorry for that guy. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel sorry for him. He's made 50k. Well done. But has he made that through proper risk management? No. What he's done is gone 10 lots long on the DAX, and the DAX has gone boing, and he's gone, thank you very much. I'll hold on to that until payday, take it out, and then I'll try it again next month and blow the account. And then I'll start a new evaluation. That's what you do. That's how you make money out of prop firms. Sorry, one sec. I'm just going to short the DAX. Percentage traders who passed phase 1. Now there's 31% past phase 1. So this is a much larger percentage passing phase 1 now. Percentage you pass phase 2 is roughly the same as it was on the previous statistics. We've got more getting through that phase, roughly the same amount doing that. So what does that do? Everybody that blows it there, they go, whoa, I was so close, and they do it again. What happens? They make another $299 out of you. Yeah, business model. These guys are making so much money, all these prop firms. Number of new live funded traders, 7,000. That includes accelerated accounts, so people who have paid 3k to get a 50k account, they're going to blow them. The guys that do these accelerated accounts, yeah, doesn't matter how good you think you are, don't pay $3,000 to get an accelerated account. You're going to blow it. Guaranteed you are going to blow that. Pound CAD, most profitable. Least profitable, gold. Remember on the previous one I just showed you, the most profitable for 2 months running was gold. That's the least profitable at the moment. Doesn't matter what you trade, the instrument is irrelevant. Everything goes up, everything goes down. You need to be in it at the right time when it's doing that. That's it. Number of traders who reached 8 or more payouts but lost their accounts in February, 6. So remember those 5 guys that we had that have made it to 8 payouts? We've lost 6. So there's a couple more since October, November that have managed to make it to 8 payouts. They've lost their accounts. It's just nobody keeps them. They made 2,700 payouts. So 7,000 new live accounts came in. They made 2,700 of them. I've seen a lot of these payout proofs because I'm on the funded channel Discord group in My Forex Funds. Do you know what the average of these is? The vast majority of these people are getting like $200. You got people that are getting $700. You got the odd one you see which is about $2,500, and then every now and again you'll get one which is 10k plus. And they've got a special group in Discord for the 10k plus guys. The 6 figures. The 5 figure, I think it's the 5 figure channel, I think it's called, or something. There's not many in there, obviously. So yeah, but yeah, that's reality. Just wanted to go through that because obviously somebody mentioned about exotics, and there was something I haven't actually seen it. There was something in here. Maybe it was in the other one that said that people that trade exotics lose all their money. I'm sure there was exotic. No, can't find it. But there was something. Maybe it's on another blog post. There was something saying it literally virtually every trader that trades exotic pairs blows their account. Because exotic pairs get you used to making a lot of money very, very quickly, but your luck will run out at some point, and those exotics will destroy your account way faster than you'll ever make it back. So, but yeah, interesting. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you that. Just real life. Like I say, I'm not standing in front of a Lamborghini. There's a reason for that. I don't like Lamborghinis, but anyway, I do like Lamborghinis. I just can't afford one. Suck a deal. Keep your own money in your own account. If you can make dollars, do it yourself. Yeah. If you can do it. I'm lucky in the fact that I can fund my own account. I have funded accounts as well, which is nice to have on top. But your bread and butter should come from your own money if you can get it. If you can't get it, you need to learn how to play those systems. The prop firms are there to be played. You're going to spend $1,000, $1,500 maybe getting your first account. When you get your first account, you're not going to hold it for more than a month. You're probably not going to get a payout. When you do get a payout, as long as it's more than the $1,500 you spent initially, that's it. You've done it. Well done. How much did you make? That's literally the way you got to look at it. Franco, I opened my first and only account with piggy bank savings, broken open after 6 months of demo. That's the way to do it. Prove you can do it on demo and then go and use real cash. The only trouble is real cash is not like demo. Very different psychology. But Christy, can't see the prices on the website. I think you need to talk to their sales team. Seems to be quite expensive, as someone mentioned in a forum. My Forex funds is actually one of the best out there. That's what I've got. And I've got 100k with Elite. Not with Elite, with Apex. For futures. That's the best value one, in my opinion. Because the target 8% is not that high. It's 4k. You've got to make 4k. And then you've got to make 2k in phase 2. I normally do it within 2 days I've hit target. And this is the thing. Yeah, I'm not being consistent. What I'm doing is I'm hitting that target. I mean, I'm sitting here watching my P&L right now. I've got $671 in profit in my funded account. I'm trying to get as much as I can in there. If I can build that thing up to 10k, I'm going to stop trading it. And I'm just going to take that out, that 10k. That's the way to do it. It's payday. A couple of months money, that's the way to do it. But these are not expensive. These are pretty good value for money, I think. We've got some buying coming through on the DAX. Struggling today. I got in a bit late on this. I might shut that one out actually. I've just shut because I have got that running on my funded account as well, and I actually took a trade up there. So I'm out on that one. I've gotten a bit late on this, I think. Not concentrating. This is trouble. But yeah, this is, my Forex funds, the reason I like these guys more than all the other firms out there is, first of all, the evaluation phase is 2% lower than everybody else. Your overall drawdown is also 2% higher than everybody else. Yeah, they give you 12%. Everybody else gives you 10%. So you get more loss drawdown. You have a daily starting drawdown, not a trailing drawdown. Yeah. So if you take your valuation up high and then it comes crashing down to there, you will not blow your account. Wherever you start the day, 2.5k below it is your drawdown. So if you take it up to there and bring it back down to there, you're fine. If you've got a trailing drawdown and you take it up to there, this line follows you. If it comes down like that, you're out. So even if you make a profit on the day, you blow your account. These guys don't do that. And they have a fixed overall drawdown on the funded account. So when you get your funded account, you take it up to X. Your trailing drawdown stops at your entry level. Therefore, if you pump the account all the way up to there, you've got all that drop for your overall drawdown. The problem is this daily drawdown, and this is the bit that gets everybody and the bit that's got me in the past. You hit that, you lose it. Nothing you can do about it. And you will hit it. No matter how good you are, you'll hit it. You'll have days where you just will not concentrate, or something will happen. You'll have a big drop. You'll forget to put a stop in. Something will happen. You'll lose it. And the guys that haven't lost it for 8 months is because they've basically taken one trade, got themselves up to an 8% profit. That's a really bad 8, isn't it? And they've shut their MT4 and waited a month and got paid. That's the way to do it. There are some videos on YouTube that look good. Of course, yeah. The caste system of Forex. Yeah. It is a bit like that. I trade my own money and I'm more risk averse as a result. Yes. You will be. Because it's your own money. It's real money. That's real money. I'm sitting there looking at my P&L now on my funded account with $387 floating. That's real money. Yeah. Well, it's not real. It's 75% of it's real money because I don't get it all, obviously. But yeah, it's real money. I'm sitting in $1,300 of profit at the minute in the account. I was doing really well on it, and I had a couple of really bad days. As you saw, that was last week. I dropped nearly 5k on the account last week. I'm back up to 51.3 now. Yeah. I've had it for about a month. I'm struggling with it. You know, it's very difficult to stay consistent when you've got rules like that to play around with. It's hard work. Just going to add another short into the DAX. This is where we are either going to break or we're not. If we are going to break, I want to be in with a bit of larger position. Some buying on the Nasdaq, as the Armand's just said as well. Nasdaq's pushing. The FTSE is holding down at the lows nicely. The S&P isn't quite as aggressive either. We have had a reversal on that. We've got potentially a push up into this gap. Struggling today here. This is a very short-term scalpers market today. It's even difficult to make money on M5. This is part of the problem with scalping, is knowing whether you need to be on M1 or M5 to make money. You don't know that, unfortunately, until really the market started to show itself. By then it's too late. See, this is what the market is full of, this stuff. Somebody's just posted this in the Telegram group. You know, it's just utter crap out there. Just people just posting stuff. If you go to that website, pretty sure there's a bloke standing in front of a Lamborghini. Just pushing up again. So we're stuck within this sort of range at the moment. Still liking this because of the tweezer tops there, but we didn't manage to make a new low, which is worrying. So we're just stuck in this accumulation again. I can't get out of it. Need a break one way or the other. Make your mind up. Tricky. How's FX getting on? So Euro odd looks like, yeah, I got stopped out. Well, not stopped out. I took profit on that Euro odd position. Oh, God's sake, where are you going? So that Euro odd reversal took up there and exited that position. Got the 2 on, just about break even on the moment on that, the remainder of that. Nothing else is moving much at the minute. Aussie US buy. So I was looking for it to trade down into these levels here. Either there, any of these levels. So it looks like we're rejecting there quite nicely. Should get a reversal alert on a minute on that one. US dollar Swiss, still not gone anywhere. Still up in that area. Not managing to make very convincing highs though. Literally, they're just sweeping the highs, constantly just sweeping the highs. So hopefully this is the sellers stepping in now. Loads of buyers coming in, typical. CAD Swiss, had the reversal on that one. Obviously we've got the pullback, so I'm looking for next leg up into there. Actually, my TP's kind of in the wrong place. In fact, I might go super conservative on that CAD Swiss, and just in case. We've rejected that level multiple times there, so I'm just going to go with the TP below that just to make sure I get it. DAX is just trying to make new highs again. Dow, Nasdaq's pushing up into accumulation. So hopefully we get rejection out of that. Not in time to save my DAX though. God, what a nightmare this morning. Can't get a break this morning. Don't have my multi-screens anymore. What's the news in the European war? Not a lot. No news today. Currency strength. Ugh. A bit of a mess. So the trade this morning was the Aussie dollar, US dollar short. Ta-da! Clever, isn't it? Why? Because it went up. It has to come back down again. Sorry, I hate currency strength meters. Just tell you exactly what you can see on your charts. There's nothing much going on in the war. Basically, Lavrov has basically said that, I can't see that in the feed. I can't remember when it was, but Lavrov basically said because NATO is supplying arms to the Ukraine, we are involved. Oh, there you go. There it is. NATO is basically fighting Russia through a proxy by arming that proxy. So I'm not quite sure why this wasn't read. The market wasn't particularly impressed with that, but it did undo it. So yeah, basically Russian just basically saying that we're involved in the war because we're supplying arms to the crazy people that are invading a country for no reason whatsoever. But anyhow, but apart from that, nothing much. Stopped out on that one, so that's 1.5% this morning on the DAX. What a nightmare. Just cannot get a break on it this morning, unfortunately. Still like it short, but it doesn't seem to want to go anywhere today at the moment. Literally have just gone nowhere. So we will see. So basically what I'm going to do, this is where I wanted to take another short So what I might do is just put a buy stop, cancel, sell stop underneath that low. So this propulsion gap here is basically market open. This is the opening range candle. So looking for that to get rejected or them to push up and reject in there. And then hopefully start a leg down. But yeah, that's all I've got. We've also got, backing that theory up, S&P pulling up into the accumulation. So again, this is where we would expect to find resistance. You can see if there's resistance there actually. There you go. So there is all of the limit orders sitting up there. So when we get up into there, we've got a good chance of getting shorts out of that level. So 42.90 on the futures, which is about 3 or 4 points out. So we'll be looking 94.95. So that's where the limit orders are sitting. Up there. So we'll see if we get that bounce. We just filled the gap on the DAX. Vietnam, Korea, here we go again. Yeah, quite possibly. Although I don't like the way that Putin's flexing his nuclear muscles as well while he's invading Ukraine, just showing off his new Widowmaker rocket, or whatever it's called. Not Widowmaker. That's a Porsche GT3. Widowmaker. No, GT2 is Widowmaker. What do you call it? Satan, isn't it? What a name for a rocket, Satan. Okay, so still pushing up. In danger of going down 2% on this one this morning, unfortunately. Good job I've banked a load of FX profits this morning. I've still got my Euro CAD running on my funded account as well. I didn't take it on this one, but I've got Euro CAD running short from 37.064. Somewhere around there. So basically, as we pulled back up into this propulsion gap here, shorted it out of there. Similar play to this, but obviously on a bigger time frame. Okay, so basically, I'm really tempted to take a short up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one more up here with a stop up there. It's either going to go from here or it's not. If it's not, it's not. But if we can get gathered up on that position with that one, by the time we get back down to here, we'll be about 1.5%. So that'll get back quite a lot of my losses from this morning. That's really the plan. Have I ever coded for TradingView Pine Editor? No. Does it use the same coding language that MQL uses? No. Don't think so. I don't know. I've never traded Pine, but it'll all be the same. All programming is very similar. It won't be the same language though. I don't use TradingView, so I don't code for it at all. Every time I check positions up, then down. Yeah. It's one of those days today. At least it's not whippy. Well, I say it's not whippy. At least it's not whippy. It's quite whippy, isn't it? But not as big as whippy yesterday as we had in the NASDAQ. That was whippy. Yesterday was very, very whippy. Not good at all. That's what we had to sit through for the first half an hour of the market yesterday. And then we said, yeah, we'll go up. And then, no, actually, we won't. And then we were trying to get down to that elusive level on the S&P. See, look, I had it drawn to the pip, look. And this is where I was trading it. I was shorting it. And then I shorted it again. Every time we got there, I got bounced. And then that's where the live room ended. And then it tanked. And I longed that. But I got out there. Actually, I didn't even get out there. I think I got out here somewhere. Because I was trading full-size lots there. Oh God, if I'd have held it. That's what you need to do with a funded account. Yeah, you need to get one trade on. And you need to hold. That needs to be your trade. You need to get on it, you need to hold it, and you need to go away and do something else and then come back an hour later. Because you can't hold it when it's doing this. If you can do that, if I'd have held that yesterday, so I made $900 there. So that's probably about 4K. That's a lot of people would be happy that for a month. That's your salary. That's you done for a month. Yeah, one trade. That's what you need to do with the prop firm. Get on that, put a 2K stop loss on it so that you don't get done by your daily drawdown, and get that 4K trade in. Done. That's the way to use the prop firms. It's just I can't do that because I'm sitting in front of charts all day long trading. So if you can do it, that's what you want to do. Yesterday was heavy weeping and mashing of teeth. Yeah. I was mashing my teeth until the end of the session. But that's the way it goes, yeah? Look at today. We've seen it many times, haven't we, in here? I'm down a couple of percent today on the DAX. So far, all it needs is Putin to open his mouth. We're an hour and a half into the session now. The opening range high 2 has gone in. All it needs is Putin to open his mouth, and I shall be getting that down there with 2.5%, walking away with 0.5% in the bank. You just don't know when those trades are coming. You need to be in the market when the market moves. You don't know when the market's going to move. We cannot time it because we've no idea when the order executions are going to happen. We can see where they are now, but how long is it going to take for us to get there? I've no idea. That's where I want to be longing from today. How long is it going to take to get there? You know, just this is not time. We can't tell when things are going to happen. So you just got to be in the market, and then when the market moves, that's when you take your money. You just don't know when it's going to happen, do you? Timing. It goes up, it goes down. We don't know when. If you're not in it, you won't make money. If you are in it, you will. Simple as that. Keep your risk tight and let your winners run. It's the mantra that everybody says and everybody finds so hard to do. But it is literally the way you do it. The trick is knowing which trade to take and hold. Yeah, this is the thing. It's that's what you can't know. And that is, I think, where Bookmark... We looked at Bookmark yesterday. I haven't got it on my charts, but I showed you, didn't I? That 4,200 level on the S&P yesterday was a solid red bar. And it had been a solid red bar all day long. There were literally thousands and thousands of contract limit orders sitting on 4,200. And I said, as soon as we hit that level, we are going. And I was trading it down to that level all day because I knew it was going to get there, because the market is attracted to limit orders. That's the way the market works. Yeah, the logic, like you just said, Diamond, the logic is very simple. Execution of the logic is hard. And if you can wait until that, you'll do really well. But we can't sit here doing nothing all day long because we won't make any money. So we have to trade. And what happened when it got down to that level? bang. And I traded it. But I didn't hold it. I just made money on it. I made $300 at the end of the day. So, but $300 is $300. It all adds up. And that's why I was trading micros yesterday, because I wanted to make sure I didn't smash my daily limit. It's very hard. That's the only problem with Apex, is the daily limit is trailing, not fixed. So you've got to be very careful. If you run your account up by 2k and then it drops before you take that 2k, you've only got $500 of drawdown limit. It's not very good. Very difficult to trade the futures accounts. So we're just rolling over out of the propulsion gap and accumulation. Didn't quite get up to that liquidity. So we may still push up there. We haven't got an awful lot until 42.67 on the S&P. Obviously, I can't see the DAX. So that was that level on the S&P that you just saw, which we didn't quite get to. So 42.67. Is that right? Oh yeah, 42.67. Oh look, funny that, isn't it? Look what we got. So that propulsion gap accumulation, that's where all the liquidity is sitting. So we are either going to come up and tap that, or we're going to come down and tap that. I'm betting on that, which is shorting the DAX as well, because I can't see the DAX. But there's so little happening. We've got nothing. There's nothing ticking. It's the Globex session. It's always quiet. Right. That's all I've got for you today. So sorry, it's a bit of a crap session today. Trading wise, anyway. Nothing much going on, is there? Very hard to make money when the market's just going sideways and wicking around like that. But I've still got my initial position on that I took there. We've just done that, and I've got in with tight stops on the rest. But is what it is today. I'll be back at 2:20. Obviously for the New York session. We'll trade the DAX. Trade the Nasdaq. I'll probably trade the S&P again this afternoon. I much prefer the S&P to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's so fast. I could trade the Nasdaq on micros, I suppose. Potentially, but I think I prefer the S&P. The S&P, you can see the levels a lot clearer than you can on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's a real mess a lot of the time because it's so fast and there's so many increments. I think the S&P is much easier to visualize where all the orders are, so I prefer it. So I might try that later. Gave us a chance to talk about cars. Yes. Always got something to talk about. I'll see if I can find that picture of the Porsche in Telegram. It's in there somewhere in the that's the wrong channel. I'm in someone else's channel. Photos. It's trouble having too many Telegrams open. God, when would it have been? March. Jesus, there's a lot of photos in here. Why doesn't it date them? December 21. Where are we? 22. Would have been before that as well. It's in there somewhere. I'll find it. I'll see if I can find it and forward it into the group. It's an interesting photo if you like crashed cars. Smashed up Porsches. Oh, well, what's that? That's not it. Just click on another link. I must clean my Telegram up. I've got so many groups. I hover around loads and loads of groups. Lots of trading mentors and general trading groups, just to see what everyone's talking about, basically. Always interested in looking for stuff, basically. Anything that looks good. That there's people finding edges all the time. That group I was in, there's a guy called Tom. He's a... he basically trades indices as well. He's a ex-banker. There's quite a few ex-bankers making lots of money. Very good scalper. Does lots of talks and things. Oh, I can't find it. I'm just flicking through trying to find it. I can't find it. I've got pictures of it saved anyway, so I will... I'll put them in the group in a minute. I'll find them. They're on my computer somewhere. Right. Anyway, so I won't look at that anymore because that's just hurting people's eyes. So the DAX is coming down. Potentially we might be finding support here. We've got this big propulsion gap at the moment. So I'm going to see what kind of reaction. If we can get a breakdown through there, we're in with half a chance of getting a breakout to the downside. But at the moment, market structure for the session is bullish. So potential propulsion gap long. If we break the opening range highs, I'm done basically. So can't make it all the time, can you? Okay, guys, so I'll be back at 2:20 this afternoon. Anything you need, let me know. We'll have a whiz through the Forex pairs as well again this afternoon. We'll see what those positions are doing that I'm in at the minute. Nothing else is hit on ADRs. Oh, God, I've got to rearrange all my dashes. Whoa. Because I pressed that stupid button. I hate that button so much. Tile. Shouldn't be allowed, tile button. Just hurts you. So yeah, nothing else has hit ADR. RSI on the hourly flat, the 4 hours. It's just the session's dead. Yeah, as Franco says, give us a like if you like the stream. Not that it really helps because you need thousands of them to actually get anywhere on YouTube. That's not why I do this. So yeah, be back at 2:20. We'll have a look at the US indices and have a whiz through all the FX pairs and see if we can find a way to scalp that this afternoon. If you need anything, I'll be in the Telegram group. If you want to see a picture of a crash Porsche, I'll post that in a minute. But other than that, I'll be back at 2:20 this afternoon and we'll have a look at how everything's going. All right, have a good morning, guys, and I will see you this afternoon.